Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. We are back working for Dirt Perfect today. We've got the 304, the SVL 90-2, and there's a power rake tucked up in the box. Now I don't know if I need the skid steer or the power rake, but we're gonna take it just in case. We're headed out to Farmer Chris's place. We're gonna do some trenching, trench in a 3-phase underground line. And if I understand correctly, we're gonna try to save a couple culverts that he wants pulled out and salvage for future use. I'll be honest, like always, I'm not 100% sure what we're getting into. I've walked back and forth the length of the truck at least 5 times now trying to say good morning to you. We're gonna call that good. Let's get everything topped off with fuel and we'll hit the road. Every time. All right, let's get unloaded. We might have to move the truck. I don't know if they're hauling grain today. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the way of these guys that are pulling the new power lines. I'm not 100% sure. Let's get everything off the truck first. Well, let's get the 304 off the truck and then we'll go from there. Boy, look at the sunshine though, huh? Started out rainy when we left the lot this morning, but look at her now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here I say. Here. Okay.
Just a quick flyover with the drone to show you what we got going on. We're going to start over here by the 304. There's a single wall culvert that runs under that road. We're going to rip that out. Try to save as much of it as possible. They don't use that anymore because you can see there's a diversion ditch further up the hill they put in. Then we're going to come over here and pull out about 80 feet a double wall culvert. We think it runs under the front of the tractor and we won't have to move the tractor, but stay tuned to see how that plays out. And then we're going to come over here from that concrete pad, trench down along the road over to that telephone pole, so they can run underground to a new transformer on that concrete pad.
I actually didn't know if we need the skid. Oh, okay, we'll get that later. I didn't know if we need the skid steer. Well, I'm glad I brought it. We're going to use it right off the bat here. I don't have high hopes for saving this first culvert. The second culvert, I think we'll get out no problem. This first one, I don't have high hopes, so I'll show you in just a second why. I figure we'll save these. I might as well save some of this creek rock. So you can see this culvert on this end, it's a single wall. It's already collapsed on the end, on both ends actually. And that makes me a little pessimistic about being able to save it. We'll certainly give it our best go. But I've never been able to save a single wall without it ripping. And you'll probably see if it's full of sediment, whenever you try to pull it out, it'll pull itself apart. That double wall, we shouldn't have any issues. I hope. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh. The noises help, I promise. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. We ready? We ready. He said there's no utilities on this one. Smooth face bucket would probably be a better option, but you know, run what you brung. We got to this today. They're going to be hauling grain later this evening, so we've got to get, this is why we're making this the priority. They want to go ahead and get these out of here. Most of this base is going to be creek rock that was hauled in from a creek right across the road. Dump everything out here that way. Swing boom here. This pipe's afraid we're just wasting our time on this. I'll keep going with it, but we're not going to get much out of this one. So we're back about this far. You can see that. I've been digging way out here and then hand digging over to it. And here's the spot. That is a crush spot. Here's a crush spot. Now this I hooked with my tooth. I can't hide that from you. I hooked that and pulled it. That's when I started coming out further. Coming over to about here, then hand digging over. You can see that's crushed. And that's crushed. And if you look down the end of the pipe that way, you can see there's a couple more crushed spots. So I went and talked to him. I said, I think we're just wasting our money trying to save this one. We'd be better off just ripping it out and forgetting it ever existed. He agreed, so that's what we're going to do. I mean, even if you get a few sections out of it, I can't imagine where you'd ever want to put single wall to put anywhere else. I don't know. I always tell people, double wall. You could drive a tank over double walled, unbackfilled, and you'd be fine. But single wall, just one wrong rock driven over, it'll punch through. I don't know. I know people use it to save money, but it seems like it always ends up costing more money because, well, situations like this, you always end up having to replace it. Now they're not replacing this with any pipe though. I shouldn't necessarily say that in this situation. They're not replacing this pipe with anything. They put a diversion ditch uphill. This ditch is obsolete now. that's why we're pulling these out. But we're just gonna get rid of this and backfill it with this creek rock and sprinkle a little clean stone on top. And we'll move on to those double wall sections. I fully anticipate those double walls to pull out just fine. So this is the next one. We'll go look at that one. We'll look how that turned out at the end of the video, but this is the next one. But this one is a double wall. See that? It'd be crazy if something come running out of there. Anyway, this should come up pretty easy. These are pretty durable. These are definitely worth saving. Still gotta be careful when digging them. But you can run down the side of them as long as you're careful. These double wall culverts, the one this size, I'd say, I don't know, I'm guessing this is maybe an 18, but anywhere from $300 to $400, depending where you buy them at. They're worth saving, that's for sure. And I think they said they got 3 or 4 sections in here, so honestly, they're going to recoup a little bit of the work we're doing today just by pulling these culverts out. The savings will pay for a little bit of the job. Isn't that handy? It's like they know what they're doing, isn't it? So if you're wondering what the swing boom looks like, it's a little awkward digging from in the cab, but it's not terrible. This is one of the reasons I don't like tinted cabs. Operator preference, obviously, but even know if it's in your frame anymore. You might be looking over at the house. But I'm looking at the bucket over here to the right. It just allows me to get down each side of the culvert without having to move the machine around, which is handy.
Try this at home.
I don't think a lot of people have this at home, Chris.
Oh, okay.
So we had to move the tractor. You can see this thing, well, maybe you can't. I'll show you in a second. This thing curves quite a bit on us. thought it went to the front of the tractor and ends up curving right underneath it. So he had to unhook his brand new, he said it's 80 foot, this grain auger behind us. And it's fairly secure the way it is, but you know, anytime you get a brand new piece of equipment, we're gonna try to get these out as quick as we can so he can get that tractor hooked back up. That's a 30-foot stick and that's a 20-foot stick. They both look pretty good. You can see I dented them a couple places with my teeth, but nothing too bad. They'll definitely do the job. Definitely do the job. The whole reason he took those out, on the back side of the hill, they put a diversion ditch. I don't use these culverts anymore, and I agree with them. It doesn't make any sense to bury, at minimum, $1,000 worth of pipe, and they've got lots of field crossings or field entrances where they could use a little bit more pipe to get the combine in a little easier. So they figured they'd go ahead and take them out. We're gonna go ahead and backfill that. We just got done up there getting that finished as much as it's going to be for this time of year. We're going to come down here and start trenching for that 3-phase line. It's going to run up to the bin. Power company, well, the power company subbed out another company, and they were pulling that 3rd phase through. And we asked if we go ahead and start digging. He said he would like for us to wait just in case something happened. And we said, well, what could happen? He said, well, sometimes that wire can bounce up and hit the primary. And as soon as he said that, that trailer lit up all kinds of neat blue colors. So I guess it does happen. And we're gonna wait just a second. We're gonna wait a second. So we were gonna start down there, but the blue colored Lightning trailer deterred us. We're gonna start up here. And they're gonna cross the road tomorrow because they're gonna be hauling grain later tonight. We gotta go minimum 42 inches. I'm running the 2-foot bucket because they're gonna put a 4-inch pipe in here, and I just like to give those guys plenty of room. The nice thing about the 2-foot bucket is if you need to get in and walk the trench a little bit to touch something up with the conduit, you can do that. If you're running a 1-foot bucket, it's kind of hard to get down in there if you need to, you know, if a dirt clod falls in or you're fighting a root or something like that, it's kind of hard to get down in there with the 1-foot bucket. And I like to pull the grass back just a little bit. Just try to make a nice, easy working trench for the guys that are going to run the underground. We do have a phone line we have to cross. He says that's the only thing that he knows of. I think a really cool thing, I was talking to Chris about this a little bit. He just told me they have big plans for this spot. And we were talking about how a lot of people do stuff like this on a farm and they never plan for the future, and you end up having to relocate stuff all the time. Kind of like we did with those culverts, I guess. But the blueprint they have for all the grain bins and the future elevator systems, it's a 10-year blueprint. So they've got it planned out for the next 10 years on how they're gonna put all the infrastructure and systems into place here, which is pretty smart. Pretty smart indeed. He was telling me this grain bin back here, like I said, it's a 70,000 bushel grain bin. He said he'll fill this grain bin 2.5 times this year with corn and fill it 1 time full with soybeans. That's blowing my mind. That is that's so much grain. Man, this is nice dirt. There's the phone line. Right there. It's Kind of running at a funky angle across the trench. Runs right through there. See if we can't get past her.
So I mentioned earlier I'm trying out some new camera mounts. I'm also trying out some new microphones. And I've got some more camera mounts coming in the mail and some equipment coming in the mail. I'm just trying to keep the channel fresh, keep it from getting stale, and trying some new things. So if you ever see something you like or something you don't like, camera-wise, sound-wise, music-wise, anything I'm doing on the channel, editing, anything like that, let me know in the comments and give me that feedback. That allows me to make the changes necessary to keep the channel fresh, to keep it interesting, to keep you guys coming back, because that's what keeps this going. So be sure to leave me any feedback on how you like the videos or what you don't like. That kind of stuff matters to me. Also, I want you guys to go check out Farmer Chris when you're done watching this. He has some fantastic videos up. Now, it is their busy season. I left here around 4 o'clock, and when I left, they were headed out in the combine after they got everything done they were working on there in the morning. They headed out, they're going to pick corn all night. So it is definitely their busy season, but after harvest, he said he has a lot of videos recorded, a lot of stuff to get edited and get out. He's going to have some fantastic content, so be sure to go hop over, check out Farmer Chris, link in the description. All in all, everything turned out pretty good. I was just blown away by the absolute size of this grain bin. It's pretty cool, and I know there's way bigger ones and there are much larger operations, but this is a pretty local operations for us. And it's a pretty good sized operation for the county we're in, so it's pretty cool to see. Like I said, they have a 10-year plan, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he said it includes maybe 2 more of these and an elevator system, like a pneumatic system, which would be pretty cool to see them build that over the years and how it all turns out. Pretty awesome for a family farm. You can see that cat generator sitting there. That is currently what they're running this grain bin off of, and they are very anxious to get this electric drop in so they can get on the grid. I'm trying to remember how tall the tractor is right here. Luckily we got it. I didn't have to buy Chris a new tractor window while we were there. You gotta watch out for these cables coming off these fans. They're a little sneaky, kind of hiding the light, but we got them. And there's that concrete pad where the transformer is going to be set. And Chris is going to finish up that little section of trench across that road. Like I said, they're going to be hauling grain later that night. He wanted to leave that open. Trench turned out pretty good, and you can see there's the phone line glistening in the sun there, looking good. Curved on around, trying to stay close to the road. Leave room for their future expansion. And I got him within about 10 feet of that pole, so he should be pretty good position to make that connection in the morning. The power company was coming out the next morning to drop the conduit in the trench. And there's how that bank turned out. I didn't get too crazy with the power rake. You can see this is a pretty active job site. They plan on doing some more work here. It just didn't seem time efficient to get the power rake out and polish it all up like a finished yard. He was happy with it. I was happy with it. Mike was happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.